welcome to another episode of Late Night with Lenette. I'm Lenette Peterson, your host. If you're a political junkie, activist, or just like to follow politics, New Hampshire is the place to be. With our first in the nation status, you can meet any or all candidates of your liking. That's if you're Republican. It seems the Democrats aren't into getting to know the public. If you can remember back to the 4th of July parades, Hillary had her nice little boundary of ropes to keep the public away from her. You know, let's not get too close to the voters. They might want the truth about something. Well, we have a Democratic debate coming up. Now, New Hampshire has really one main news program station in New Hampshire, WMUR. Everyone knows WMUR. WMUR has been around for forever, and they are usually the key sponsor for debates. However, for this coming debate for the Democratic Party, we have Debbie Wasserman Schultz, who is the national chairwoman for the Democratic Party, and Ray Buckley, who is the New Hampshire chairman of the Democratic Party, saying no. They're saying no to WMUR. They're saying no, you can't be the sponsor. What are they thinking? This is New Hampshire. That's wrong. First in the nation, first in New Hampshire, should be WMUR. Never mind some stinking channel from New York or Washington, D.C. It's local, keep it local. And I just so happen to have the phone number for the Democratic headquarters. If by chance you would like to call and voice your opinion, that number is 603-225-6899. Give Ray a call and tell him I said hi. Now with that, I have a special guest this evening, Mike Petrocelli from Petrocelli Marketing, located at 30 Daniel Webster Highway, right here in Merrimack. Right. Welcome, Mike. It's always a pleasure to see you.
You too, Lynette.
How are Beth and the kids doing?
Doing really well, thanks.
Oh, good.
They're still growing, so we keep feeding them.
That's the thing; they never stop.
Never stop.
No, mine are in their 20s, and it's like, okay, when does it stop?
Exactly.
Now, how long has Petrocelli Marketing been in Merrimack?
Oh, we've been in Merrimack probably around 8 years now. And,
oh, wow.
We started off in 1999
Yep.
by my father. I actually helped him get it started, but I had to work full time. I didn't have the luxury of having time off like him. So but he got it rolling and probably worked about 4 years, and then I came on full time with him, and then we started off in Nashua.
Oh, gotcha.
On Franklin Street in one of the old mill buildings, and then we moved to Harris Pond Office Park about 7 or 8 years ago. So
wow,
it's been a while. Time flies. So,
oh yeah. Now, just in case any of the viewers don't know who your father is, what's his name?
Oh, his name is his full name is Americo. Rico Petrocelli is his name.
For those that don't know, Rico Petrocelli was a member of the Boston Red Sox. I can remember watching him when I was a kid. Second base, I believe.
Shortstop.
Started
short, went to third.
Okay, second.
Short.
Yeah, I know it was infield, shortstop and third base. Yep. But I remember watching him when I was a kid. He was on the same team with the Ads.
That's right.
Yeah.
Great team back then.
Yeah, they were in the 60. Yeah, he was on the team for the 67 Dream Team, Impossible
exactly.
Dream.
Yep.
And I believe he was there for the 75 team also.
75, yep.
That was a heartbreaker.
It was tough.
I still hate the Reds.
I was there.
Really?
And every time everyone stood up, I couldn't see. It drove me nuts. So it was wild to be there, though. It was a pretty amazing thrill to
I still
watch
hate the Reds.
Yeah.
Still hate them. Although I hate the Mets even worse.
Yeah, the Mets. Everybody hates the Mets.
Everybody hates the Mets.
Plus the Yankees.
Now, you brought some props.
I did, yes. My company, we put logos on everything, basically. We have over 800,000 products.
Wow.
So chances are we could find something for you. That's hot sauce.
Now that is so cool.
But water bottle, all the the many promotional products and corporate apparel that you can find. This is one that just says Champions on it. Stuff like that. Some of the more intricate, 4-color process items with different effects on them. This one you can't see it, but this actually has the water beads are like clear. Shiny.
Oh, I can feel. Yeah, I can feel the difference. Oh, that is so cool.
So it's pretty wild, and then even the hats. you can go crazy with a hat. So
Oh, I bet. Yeah. This is
pretty
rather
interesting, but-
interesting for a dentist, maybe.
yeah, dentists are we create word of mouth. So
Yeah.
we create chatter. So stuff like that. But yeah, we help all kinds of organizations brand themselves and get their name out on the street. Trade shows and just maybe you're out going on an appointment, or we do a lot of team sports items, and we actually run company stores and that type of thing. So we get into a lot of different aspects.
Now, is there anything too small or too big that?
Our biggest client right now is a $2 billion corporation, and our smallest is any local business. I mean, you start with if you want shirts embroidered, let's say 12 shirts is the minimum, 24 for screen printing. So it's really easy to get into it.
Right.
And you think about it. You're wearing your T-shirt around with your company name on it. That creates word of mouth and starts this conversation. So it's really powerful stuff, especially when it's on you.
Oh yeah. Oh, for sure.
Very very powerful. So,
yeah.
It's good stuff.
Now, back to politics.
Yep.
This is political year's coming up. We have elections next
Yes.
November.
Yep.
Do too many politicians take advantage of your marketing?
Yeah, we've actually had some back. It was before when he was running for governor. Mitt Romney used us, and my father was really more involved back then. And he did several things for several of the candidates and people down in Mass and New Hampshire as well. So
oh, cool. So
we definitely get into it. Bumper stickers, water bottles, T-shirts. I mean, and the big thing right now is to find things that are made in the USA, and we have several channels that we can get direct somebody to that.
Oh, that's cool.
that
Yeah,
one
because
as
everyone,
well.
as soon as they get something, they look at
Made in China. I mean,
no thanks. Yeah, no thanks.
I mean, 85% of it's made in China.
Oh, yeah.
Or overseas somewhere, and you can't even with apparel. Vietnam, Costa Rica, some of these other countries are just they have cheaper labor, and the good thing is that more and more of these companies that we source from. I mean, we really won't use a company that cannot tell you, who is making their product, where they get it, what's in it. I mean, it's so
nice.
regulated now. We won't mess with it. So, that's part of our reputation is that we will, absolutely, work with reputable companies.
Oh, cool.
So.
Yeah, I know. Even just with the American flag, I think there's only 2 companies in the country that make the U.S. flag.
Right.
Most U.S. flags are made in China.
It's crazy.
It's pathetic.
It's crazy.
American flags should be made in America.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I agree. I mean,
Wow. Now,
keep jobs here.
what are some of the bigger? I mean, do you have some big items that you do?
I mean, we just so yes. For instance, we just did 3,000 or 3,500 sweatshirts, 12-ounce, very heavy sweatshirts for a company on the Cape. And that was a good size. And we've done 10,000 T-shirts, many times 5,000. We did 11,000 water bottles for a company. So we really we get it. And then we get into incentives. We'll do like a Maui gym sunglass fitting. We've done them down on the islands, and for companies that travel and or for a golf tournament. We do a lot of golf tournament items as well as provide celebrities. We have some connection we have somewhere that we can get celebrities. So we will bring in celebrities for different events as well.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, they're surprisingly reasonable.
Yeah.
To bring somebody in like that, and we really because we have connections, we work with very reputable celebrities that won't embarrass everybody because we've seen that and heard that happen before.
You just have to watch commercials.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Some
exactly.
of
So.
it gets scary.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now you said you had 800,000.
800,000 products, over 6,000 suppliers for those products. Wow. So that's part of the advantage of using us. I think is we've been in business for 16 years. We have literally weeded out probably a third of those companies, if not more, because there's probably 300 companies that make water bottles, and some of them make junk. So we won't work with those companies.
Yeah, and there was a big stink with the
BPA
Nalgene bottles. Yeah.
Yes, BPA was a big thing. Most of them have converted. They'll say right on it, BPA free.
Oh, there you go.
So that was interesting, that whole shakeup. That's when the regulations really started to kick in, and now you're seeing it with bags as well.
Right.
Plastic bags. it starts with California and moves east, and
Yep.
California has banned plastic bags. So now, you're seeing a lot of polypropylene bags where, you can put your logo on it, and people will hold on to them and keep them, and there goes some branding power there. So.
And the water bottle
Yeah.
issue was huge with my daughter and I. My youngest and I go
yeah.
backpacking.
Oh, wow.
We'll go
Yeah.
for 4 or 5 days off
Yeah.
into the whites by ourselves, have to purify our own water.
Oh, wow.
Well, the water purifier I have fits on top of a Nalgene bottle.
Interesting.
Then they're recalling all these Nalgene bottles. They're no good for you. No one else had anything that would fit
That's
our
beautiful.
water purifier. And it's like, oh my word, what are we going to do? So we did find a bottle that said, had the no and the initials, and you could force it in there so we could
Wow.
purify our water. Just messed up everything.
It is. It's crazy. And when something has an effect like that on an entire industry, you just watch these companies scramble. I mean, it's amazing to watch.
Oh, I bet.
And
Yeah.
they have to turn it quick, or they'll either go out of business or they'll lose tremendous amounts of business. So
Yeah.
they move pretty quickly, especially these days. Technology.
Yeah, one big thing that my daughter's got into, the metal. Oh, you have one here. The metal
yeah.
coffee.
Yeah.
Cups and travel
Yep.
mugs and
Those
whatnot.
those are great. This one here is vacuum sealed, so it keeps your coffee or tea hot for like 6 to 8 hours.
Wow.
It's pretty amazing. It's
Yeah.
a vacuum seal, so that's and you can't really see it, but we have a tone-on-tone Petrocelli
Oh, yeah,
logo
yeah,
on
yeah.
there. We can put a logo on these. These are awesome. They would run probably if you were going to buy them for your company about $12, which is about half of what the major name brand. I wouldn't say it here, but you can get the same quality for half price of one of the major brands. So that makes those type of products. So
Yeah, very
Yeah.
good. Yeah, it seems everyone has a water bottle or a travel mug.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Tumblers. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Really
and
popular.
if you go to conventions or things like that, that's two of the big items that you see now:
they're
the water
big.
bottles and the travel mugs.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember at first when travel mugs first came out, it was those big wide bottom
that's
things. Yeah.
They wouldn't fit in your car. Your
No,
car
yeah,
holder.
yeah. What do you
Drove me
do?
crazy. Spill your coffee.
Now, you have a very interesting green fellow out there.
Yeah, this guy here is a little dancing robot. You throw your brand, your logo right on the front. It's interesting. It gets attention, and that's kind of what you want. You want people to come over and say, "Hey, what's that?" And then they see your brand on that. This guy does a little dance for you. He kind of put your logo on him, and he does the work. So
Oh, too funny.
for the lazy sales guy. Then we have stuff like coasters. That's a coaster.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Right there. This goes on your phone actually. So this type of thing will go on the back of your phone.
Oh, gotcha.
And,
Oh yeah, for
so you
business
can
card.
put
Is that a
your-
business card in there?
Exactly, business card holder.
Nice.
Or you can put gift cards in there.
Oh,
and
yeah.
and they don't come out. So
Oh, that's pretty
it's really
cool.
a great little piece. And how else do you get your name on someone's phone? I mean, it's really powerful branding.
Yeah.
Real inexpensive too.
No, I've never seen anything like this.
Yeah, that's yours.
That's pretty cool.
That's yours.
Oh, wow.
And the other thing I wanted to give you too was an officially signed Petrocelli Marketing
way.
bat by the man who started the company. So
Oh, that is just too cool.
not mine. My signature is not worth anything. So
Yeah, this is just too cool.
yeah.
My I have to show the camera this one. My mother would be jealous. My mother was
that's awesome.
a baseball fanatic.
Really?
She had a Rico ball.
Mm.
Yeah, she had over 600 signed baseballs.
Wow.
Most
That's
of them
incredible.
minor league.
Yeah.
She had a pretty good selection of Red Sox balls.
That's impressive. Really. I mean, that's
yeah.
wow.
But yeah, she would be so jealous.
Yeah.
My oldest daughter now has her Red Sox ball collection.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Yeah, they're going to be
That's great. That's great.
very jealous.
It's funny, when I was a kid, we used to play ball in the backyard, and my dad, we were playing ball one day, and we hit the last one over our neighbor's fence. So I went up to my dad and I said, "Dad, do you have another ball?" He goes into his den, says, "Yeah, this is all I have." Throws me this ball. I look at it. I said, "You sure you want me to play with this?" So we went out, played for probably another hour, and then it started raining. So we went back in. Well, I tell the story now, but that ball was signed by the entire '75 World Series team, and we played. It was the next day. I was in the mud.
Oh,
so
my
as
word.
a kid growing up in that, you just didn't care.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
And
crazy
some
life.
some people think, oh, they're going to get rich on memorabilia. There's no money in
No.
Unfortunately,
Just the dealers.
Yeah, the dealers.
So,
There's just no money in memorabilia. It's more of the sentimental value.
Nostalgia.
And
no
just the
doubt.
cool. Like one of the neatest things my mother had, which my daughter has now.
Yeah.
She had a roll of New York Yankees toilet paper.
Oh, wow.
And Grady Little signed it.
Oh, you're kidding.
He was at my mother's house
That's a great one.
sitting on her couch and signed this. She tried getting Joe Torre to sign it.
Oh, wow.
But Joe signed a ball for her, but didn't sign the Yankees toilet paper.
That's great. Yeah, those are the fun things. Those unique items like that.
Oh, exactly.
That are different.
Yeah, and it's just the sentimental value or the cool value.
Yeah, exactly.
You get someone over and you say, "Hey, look what I have."
There's a story behind it.
Exactly. Yeah, and she had.
That's great.
She has a signed bottle of wine from Bill Spaceman Lee's wine collection.
Really, Bill Lee?
Yeah. Bill Lee has his own winery now.
Yeah.
And a friend of mine got her that bottle.
That's
so she's got a bottle of his wine signed.
Wild.
She's got a baseball signed by him too. And she asked him to, when he was signing it, to sign with a certain expletive about the New York Yankees.
Oh, man.
He was very happy to.
Yeah, he's a colorful guy. He's pretty.
She received 3 marriage proposals from Johnny Pesky.
Are you kidding? Wow.
Louis Tiant accused her and a friend of hers of being his personal stalkers, because every spring training they'd see Louis Tiant.
So funny. Wow.
I got a cool picture of her with Louis Tiant.
Those guys are such characters, they're almost like, set in history.
Oh, yeah.
Those guys, they're just such great people. I'm around them from time to time, and they still, to this day, they have such charisma and just great stories.
I'm sure. And as a kid, you were probably a fixture in their locker room.
We used to. I can't even tell you how many tickets I wasted running around the park. It was pretty wild to have that opportunity, and say hi to Carlton Fisk walking by, and they'd grab you, pat you on the head. Little Petro, they used to call us.
Oh, too funny.
Guys like Carlton Fisk and Yaz and Jim Rice and Louis Tiant, and it was a different life. It really was.
I bet.
Like two separate worlds. You got your home life, where your dad's your dad, and then you have this insane fame-filled, life at Fenway, which I still walk up those ramps at Fenway, and it's like it brings me back, 30 years to when my dad used to play. So
I bet. Oh, my word.
Wild.
Yeah,
it's fun.
Did you ever think you'd want to be a ball player?
I used to ask him, well, Dad, what does it take? What does it take to be to make it to that level? And he'd say, you have to have a burning desire. You need to you work 8-10 hours a day playing baseball. And I said, really? I'm all set. But early on, you always you're sitting there looking at your dad. He's a Red Sox player, and you're like, man, I want to be that. You think you're going to be that? You're 8-9 years old, and I'm driving to the park with my dad. See you, Dad, and I walked through and hang around Fenway Park and knew all the ushers and all the popcorn guys and all that stuff, and you just think someday you'll be there. And so, it's you go out in Little League and you do your best, but then you realize, wow, I'm definitely not this caliber. And,
you probably have to eat, sleep, drink baseball.
It was so intense. He was really an unbelievable competitor.
Oh, yeah. And, probably consumed your whole life.
Consumed, yes, absolutely. And he was good, though. He was good at, separating baseball. But there were times when he was completely, narrowly, had the blinders on, especially in the 75 World Series. It's like, hey, Dad, do you remember me? And, for good reason. That's it. You make that dance once or twice in your career. That's incredible. So,
it was just the 2 times.
The 2 times, exactly. And so, it was an amazing thing to be around. You go into restaurants, and there's a buzz of a restaurant when you walk in. Usually, all the loud, and we would walk in as a family, and the place would just quiet down. Next thing you know, the whole restaurant's looking at you and your family. And you, as an 8-year-old kid, you're going, wow, why are they looking at me? They're not. They're looking at your dad. It's really crazy stuff. So
wow,
it was fun. It was fun to grow up that way. But
now, when you were a kid, was there a team that you just didn't like?
Starts with a Y.
I was hoping you'd say that team. In fact, I married a Yankees fan.
Oh, that's right. Yes, that's right. Yeah.
I think Love is Blind.
Love
is Blind.
And then you discover, wow, wait a minute.
And it's like, oh, jeez. And our daughters, we have a nice daughter and an evil daughter.
Like the Empire, right? Evil Empire, absolutely.
Yeah, Sheila and I
Yeah.
keep praying for Becca, hoping she comes to the light and leave the dark side.
That's awesome. Yeah.
So she has my mother's Yankee collection.
Oh man,
All the Yankees balls went to Rebecca.
wow,
Sheila has the Red Sox stuff.
that's cool. But they're both great, such great dynasty. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
great. I shouldn't say dynasties, but great legendary teams. I mean,
Oh yeah, and
that come out of there. You know?
the history behind the two
It's
teams,
amazing,
and even
yeah.
the rivalry. I
The
mean, the
rivalry's
history.
incredible, yeah.
And my husband
Yep.
knows every negative Red Sox stat in reference to the Yankees.
Oh
He's
man,
so wrong.
That's great. It is wrong. That's bad. No, my dad, he was in the middle of several Yankee brawls, so he definitely got some punches in.
Yeah. Although I have to give kudos to one former Yankee player, Mariano Duncan.
Oh wow.
Neat guy. He has 2 World Series rings. One with this, I believe it was. I just forgot who it was. The Dodgers, I think it was. I just
Wow.
forgot who his first ring was
Yeah.
with. But he has one with the Yankees. He
Wow.
was a minor league batting coach for the Daytona Cubbies. Well, he's still with the Cubby organization. Now
Really?
they're the Myrtle Beach Pelicans.
Oh wow.
When he was
That's
in
great.
Daytona, that was my mother's minor league team.
Really.
Well, he came to my mother's funeral. He went to dinner with us like a week before, about 3 weeks before she died.
That's wild.
He went to dinner with us. Went to my mother's funeral,
Yeah.
and my mother planned her own funeral and even wrote her own obituary.
Wow.
Everyone was to wear a baseball shirt to her funeral. And he didn't want to wear one
That's
because
amazing.
he didn't want the attention all on him. So
Wow.
he brought a jersey and had the jersey down front with my mother.
Did you really?
So that was, I mean, she had a major league ball player at her
That's
funeral.
awesome. That's
I mean,
pretty cool. Yeah.
Who can say that?
Yeah, no,
that
that's
happens in a lifetime.
not
And you're
many.
not a major league player.
Right. Exactly.
You're just a
Yep.
fanatic.
Right.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah, that
She
was
must
pretty
have been
cool.
some fan.
Yeah, well, and then just 2 weeks before that, Ryan Flaherty, who currently plays for the Baltimore Orioles, called her at home.
Wow.
She couldn't make it to his last game. And then the
Wow.
Boston Red Sox FedExed her a signed Carl Yastrzemski ball.
Oh man.
She said that was
that's
the
rare.
She said that was
That's
the only
amazing.
thing missing from her collection was a Yaz ball.
Wow.
And she said she chased him for 15 years. So I called the Red Sox
Yeah.
and spoke to 2 people there. And
That's wild.
they FedExed her a Carl Yastrzemski ball.
That's awesome.
It was just so cool. I have the Carl Yastrzemski ball.
I'm getting chills. I'm seeing,
Yeah,
you know.
it was just so cool.
pretty awesome. Wow.
But yeah, there's just so much, behind the scenes with baseball. So many
Yeah.
stories. Did you have a favorite player?
Dwight Evans. He was a family friend.
Yeah.
And he was. He had that gun from right field. He was just. And he was just a great clutch hitter too, and he was just a great guy.
Yeah.
But he was my favorite. I think the arm that he had was just unbelievable.
You made my day.
So, yeah.
My favorite.
was fun.
I have a baseball from October 8th, 1985, I believe it was. They were playing in the old Memorial Stadium in Baltimore.
Huh.
Dewey Evans hit a foul ball. My husband got the foul ball.
Wow.
Give it to me. The Sox
That's awesome.
beat them. And I still have the baseball. I have the stat, and I've never seen him to get my ball signed.
Oh man, he's tough to get. He's very.
That's what my mother said. My mother
He
didn't-
really is.
Yeah, my mother didn't get his signature, and
Yeah.
I still have that baseball. And
Wow.
every time she'd come visit, she'd look. She'd say, "You don't have it signed," and she'd just be like, "Ha ha ha."
Oh man,
Like, oh,
that's
cruel.
tough. That's really tough.
I was just slammed by my own mother.
Oh,
I
man,
didn't get
that's
my ball
funny.
signed.
Wow.
But yeah, and it's so wrong that he's not in the Hall of Fame.
I know he's right there. It's kind of like
Yeah.
Louis Tion.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah.
He's got they're so close, and if not, they're there.
Yeah.
So
Exactly. I think Dwight Evans, just on his personality and character alone, should have been up before Jim
Yeah.
Rice. Before Jim Rice.
I know
Definitely.
both of them. So I
Yeah.
can't say anything.
Yeah, I know. I'm sure you can't, but I can. I don't know either
know.
one.
No, but they're both. I mean, they're both great guys. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, Dwight is just such a humble guy.
Yeah.
Really humble, and he's just still one of the class act. And I'm so
Oh, yeah.
glad those guys still hang around the park. They're always down there
Yeah.
for different things. And Dwight, I think Jim is down there more than all of them.
Oh, wow.
Well, Jim and Louie, they're
Yep.
both down there quite a bit. And it's just great to see those guys still included in the Red Sox family down at Fenway.
Oh, yeah. And
fun.
Dwight Evans, that arm. Oh, my
Oh
word.
man, he could have been a pitcher, I think.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
He
probably.
was just a great
yeah.
player.
Yeah, his
Yeah.
accuracy. I mean, throwing from right field to home plate. It's,
Yeah. deadly.
Yeah.
Try to run on them.
Yeah, you were a fool if you ran.
Absolutely. Yep.
If the catcher didn't get it and you got hit by the ball, you were dead.
That's true. You're out. You're out in more ways.
Either
than
way,
one.
you were going to be out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
Oh my word. Yeah.
it's fun. Yeah. Those are good times. You know. And then they have some great players now. I just got Orlando Cabrera for an event, and the guy, he's just a class act. Can I do anything else for you? I'm like, what do you mean? Can I do anything for you?
Oh,
it's
wow.
just they're just such class guys. You know.
Yeah.
I think of most of them. You know.
Yeah.
Especially the guys that stick around. You know. They love the organization. So.
Well, cool. So now,
Yeah.
what was the idea behind the marketing? I mean, how did that get started?
Yeah, so that's a good question. I was in the lumber industry for 15 years, and I was a wholesale lumber sales rep. And so, you know, this stuff is powerful. You go in, you know, you meet with, you know, Joe Schmo, and you know, and you're trying to get in there. You drop your card, and maybe you drop something else. Maybe you drop a journal or a water bottle or something that they can remember you, not just your card. You know, most cards get tossed. So
Right.
if you can keep their brand in front of somebody, that, I think it's really powerful, and that's really what kicked it off. Was the thought process of, man, this stuff is kind of cool and different. It's not, you know, it's not radio or TV or newspaper. It's a form of advertising, and it's a little bit more, you know, a little bit creative, you know, more creative, and it has that gift factor where, you know, you're leaving something behind, and it's kind of like a small gift, whatever, you know, whatever it cost. Might be low cost, might be high cost. And it was that power of that form of advertising that kind of got me thinking in that direction. And my dad and I always wanted to start something, and so he's like, man, what can we do that we can use all of our contacts, you know, to go, you know, work with these people. And this was kind of kept coming up. So that's where, you know, we've been doing it for 16 years. So
That's pretty cool.
it's been
Now,
good.
what was it like working with your dad?
Well, the good thing was I had to go. I went and established myself as a sales rep. Then I came back, and then he respected me as, you know, in my profession. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
I mean, he obviously respected me. I was his son, and, you know, I am his son. But you know, I think you know, proving yourself really helped. And I could come back and I could say, hey, you know, Dad, this is the way, you know, working on margins and looking at it like a business. I brought that to the table, and so we had our times. You know, he's very independent, and you know, and that's why he's so successful. And but we work well together. We really always did, and so he's still minimally involved, but
Yeah.
he's more, you know, on the golf course. so that's where he's you know, he's making contacts there and playing a little golf and relaxing now after all those years. So.
Yeah, after all those years of baseball, his body's probably been beaten up and a
man.
little on the sore side.
Absolutely, yeah. No, he's you know, lower back
Yeah.
arthritis in his hands. I mean, all the swinging, you know. And he was a basketball player too. He was probably as good as in basketball. He was all city, Brooklyn, New York. Played with you know, Lou Alcindor, who was Abdul-Jabbar.
Yeah.
Played with him, and there's one other guy down there. I forget his name, but he was that good. He was probably the best, one of the best in Brooklyn, New York, and had several offers from big schools, and he's just a great athlete. You know, and
Wow.
just
Very good.
so,
Well, we are at
yeah.
the end of our show.
All right.
That was quick.
Yeah.
Folks,
flies.
the website was flashed across the screen. Good stuff.
Thank you.
Good
Thanks
stuff.
for having me.
Thank you
Appreciate
so
it.
much for being on the show.
I appreciate it.
And,
Thank you, Lenette.
thank you so
All
much
right.
for the bat.
You're welcome.
I'm excited.
You're welcome. All right. It's all
Thank you
yours.
for tuning in to another episode of Late Night with Lenette. Good night and God bless.